What's up, guys? Welcome to day 6 of the Limitless Trading Bootcamp. Today we're talking about key areas where trades actually matter in the market, something that a lot of people struggle with. We're finding their entries, actually finding the best places in the market to zero in on a trade, right? A lot of people either enter in too early, too late. You might be in a situation you enter in your trade, you hit your stop loss just barely, just by a tick or two, and then it runs to your take profit, right? Sometimes people don't know why they stop out. They just attribute it to bad price action. Oh, it's bad PA. We had news, whatever, blah, 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 right? Knowing the why, knowing the how behind your losses and your wins is super, super important, right? But today, the goal is to teach you where decisions should be happening in the market, right? Not guessing, but actual sound reasoning, right? We're going to cover why location in the market leads to your entries. That's not a greater than sign, but why location and what type of locations in the market should lead to your entries, right? We're also talking about high participation versus low quality areas in the market, what to look out for. We're talking about liquidity pools and order concentration. These two, they go hand in hand when kind of identifying the best areas in the market that will add conviction to your trades. And then why patience is an edge in itself. Okay, so before we get started, my one-on-one mentorship program is fast approaching, and I want you to be a part of it if you need personalized help. If you even want to just see if it's the right program for you, to see if it actually fits your trading style, your schedule, your style, right? All you have to do is just book a one-on-one call to see if it fits you, to see if you even want to be a part of it, right? No commitment, of course. Just seeing if it's right for you. That's just the first step, right? That's the first link in the description down below. I do want to work with the best people who are actually motivated to put in the work, because I will give you the blueprint. I will give you everything needed to completely eliminate all the things that are hindering you from actually advancing and succeeding. Okay. So if you're interested in that, that's the first link in the description down below. But without further ado, like always, we can get into our episode. The first thing, why location, or really what, I should change it to what location will lead to your entries, right? These first three kind of go hand in hand, step by step by step. So we can kind of, mesh these into one because you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, right? No matter what your entry criteria might be, like we've always talked about, the way that I trade, using simplified order flow, using the back end of the market and how it works, it can be plugged into any strategy. That's the beauty of it. Okay, it can be plugged into whatever strategy you're trading right now, right? And in a later episode, I'll go into examples of how it can fit into different major models, major strategies that you probably will either you've already traded before or you are trading right now, right? So location, why is it important in trading? You've probably had a scenario where you've had this, right? You've entered in here, price is like, okay, you get tagged in, you see a little move up, not really, you get tagged out, and then boom, that take profit gets hit, right? You've had scenarios like that before, right? And you just attribute it to bad PA. Oh, price action wasn't good today, blah, 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 continue. Whenever you take a loss, you want to know why you lost. You want to know the reasoning behind it, right? Now, when looking at simplified order flow inside the market, like you see on my screen, this is going to help you see why, see how, right? And you don't have to trade my model, but using this information, this data simplified, can help you see why price reversed at a certain area, how it was able to do so. Remember, we talked about absorption in the previous episodes, right? Why that's so important to identify in your charts. So location, I'm just going to be going over what I personally look for when it comes to this, right? If you use any order flow software, if you prefer the raw data, like we talked about, the raw data that's more complicated, sure, go ahead. But you can use it in the same way in terms of how you understand it, right? I'm going to show you with the tool that I use personally every single day, day in and day out, right? Now, for me, the reason why this is such a powerful tool for me and just so simple is because it allows you to just generally see, let me move this out the way, generally see who is leading or who is positioned in the market, right? You can see who's leading as well. But you can see who's positioned in the market and how strong. Now, remember, raw data is just going to show you a lot of noise. Orders are everywhere, right? This is going to simplify to who's strongest and then some, right? Now, through these labels, you're able to see through a lot of different factors, right? Both through who's actively participating in these areas, how many people are in there, right? You're going to be able to see a lot of information, right? You see these labels 113, 26. This is specific to the one time frame that I use, which is the 1 minute time frame, right? So this is just an example of how I can't draw that. Wow. There we go. As terrible as it looks, the 1 minute time frame, right? Obviously, you have to scale this, adjust it to, different time frames. I can go over that as well in another video, but specific to how I look at the markets, right? This is all I look at, right? Are you supposed to, short at every area where there's sellers active? No. Do you expect price to just immediately crash every time we hit sellers? No, right? This is just giving you an idea as to what the market could be attracted to, right? And when we tap into it, you could watch out and see if maybe your entry model is supported, or if you want to look for a price action reaction the way I do, you can do that as well, right? For me, I'm specifically looking at not only these areas, right? I'm not dismissive of the areas I'm not looking to enter off of, but I'm using them as targets, right? I'm using them as warnings. If I see that I'm in a position and sellers are in my way at any given point, right, I will act accordingly, right? Let's say I'm in longs, right? And I see we meet these sellers, I'm gonna partial, right? Just naturally, you want to respect that. But for entries, I'm looking for two types of levels. I've gone over this in my previous strategies, right? Or my previous strategy videos. I'm looking for two types of levels. Either high triple digit levels, which I'll go into what that means in a second, or overlapping levels, which I don't know if there is one currently here. These are not. Maybe up here. Yes, there we go. So either those high triple digits or those overlapping levels. See this darker shaded area, right? From here to the top of both, right? That's what I'm looking at. So those two types are two types that I'm very interested in isolating, right? Am I dismissive of every other one? No, I use these as targets, warnings. If they are in my way, I will respect them. See how we delivered from this level? This is a little low 12, right? But we saw that absorption ultimately was in the favor of the sellers and the bears, and we came back down here, right? Now, to kind of reflect upon that a little bit more, what do I look for? I'm not going to go over my entire entry model because why? I will save that for another video where I go over that more in depth, right? But this is going to be a simple video, just isolating my reasoning, why I look for these areas, right? You see, this is a 955 rated level, right? So with my particular tool and the filtering and all the backend computing that it does, right? All the calculating, taking that raw data, simplifying it for you so you don't have to guess or have to wonder, okay, is there are a lot of people here or looking at a general heat map with a lot of bubbles everywhere, right? Getting confused, right? Simply, that this area is higher probability. Why? Because we have more people interested buying here and more people that are active in this area compared to here, right? Does that automatically mean that you should just long as soon as you hit? No, you want to use price action, right? That's part of my entry model, but we won't go over that right now. We're just going to see, okay, we deliver off this 12 level, right? What happens when we tap into these buyers here, right? You see a nice delivery, right? Partial one here, and then you can trail up here, right? If we start to lose steam, we just filled a lot of sellers. So what's likely to happen, right? We see that retracement back down, right? But with this is actually a trade that I took, right? This is where I entered. And I was obviously eyeing that high. Was able to take a nice trade. Take partial a little bit on the way up, but not complicated, right? Like I said, I'm not gonna go over my full entry model. I'll save that for a whole separate video. But I'm just talking about isolating these areas in the market, right? These are the types of areas that I'm looking in terms of location. What location in the market is of interest to me, right? For your strategy or whatever you may be trading, you want to know what areas are the higher probability, what areas are actually going to give you higher confidence, right? What areas are going to boost your win rate in comparison to contrary areas, right? Now, you can use any one of these areas where participants are active as an entry level, right? This is where combining confluences can help a lot. Because remember, this is the basis of how the market works. We know that orders are going to get filled. The market will move accordingly. So now your current entry model, you can weave this information in and use it as a confluence, either at the same time that you normally would enter, seeing where they align, right? Let's just say for whatever reason, you had this area already marked out like this, right? For whatever reason, right? Maybe it's a higher time frame fair value gap that you would look into enter. Maybe you would look at an order block or something, right? And then you see that something like this aligns, right? And this adds confluence, right? Buyers are actually supporting your entry strategy or your entry model, okay? Now, this is one type of area. I'll show you a different one. And the other area that I like to look at are ones with stacked participants. Right here, as you can see, there's a darker shaded area, right? Well, this is basically telling you the simplification, right? It's all simple. What this is telling you is that there's stacked participants willing to buy, specifically here, right? I extend my area of validity all the way to the end, right? But specifically right here is where you want to look, right, for an entry. I extend all the way down here, but as soon as we tap, I'm looking at, price action, how my entry model goes, right? Once we tap in here, why is this a key point of interest for me? Because I have high confidence through my back testing, my forward testing, the entire time I've traded this model, right? I know that we have high probabilities of moving to the upside, of respecting it. Are we going to respect it every single time? No. Remember, absorption goes both ways in the market. It can go to the upside, to the downside, right? If we were to absorb these buyers and these sellers were just so strong, then we would move lower, right? In this case, right, with my entry model, I found my entry, and then let me move this out the way as price continues higher, but you're going to see exactly what happens, right? We tap into it. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Oh, another one. You even saw that. Another one right there, right? Another one that we tapped into and created. And what happened? We moved over 100 points to the upside, right? Obviously, you want to trail and, take profit, right? But this would have been a full TP 100 point trade, right? That's my max TP that I take, right? But these are areas in the market that, because of the back testing I've done, because of the forward testing I've done, because I trade this day in and day out, I know that they have high probability of actually getting respected, right? I know they're not going to get respected every single time. They're not my only confluence, right? But this is the same thing that you want to do with your entry model, whatever you use, right? If you come out of this video and you don't end up wanting to use order flow or simplified order flow, how I use it, that's fine. But whatever entry model that you use, your entry criteria should have a reason why that aligns with how the market works, okay? If you don't know how the market works, go back and watch my previous episode, I think it's episode 2, about how the market works, and then come back here. The reason why is because while knowing how the market works, you want every single step in your trading process to align, right? Whether it's taking profit at a certain area, setting your stop at a certain area, the reasoning why you should be aligning with how the market works, right? With my entry model, you're going to see why my reasoning aligns, right? To keep it short and simple, right? We know orders need to get filled, right? I'm looking at the strongest areas where there's the most participants. And if I see absorption take place, I'm taking that same trade, right? We know that's how the market works, and I'm trading how the market works, right? So for your entry model, you want that to be aligned, right? If you see an area in the market, if you're a reversal trader, right? Are you seeing absorption taking place clearly, right? Off of actual orders, or are you just guessing? If you're a continuation trader, are you seeing absorption where you're using that fuel to break out, continue higher? And are you seeing it clearly based off of actual orders, or are you not? Are you guessing, right? This should essentially craft your reasoning and entry model. Where you actually enter, where you take profit is super important in this market. And so we know why location is important and what types of location in the market, what type of locations should lead to your entries. We know what are high participation areas in the market, right? Versus lower quality areas. And even if it's a lower quality area, it's still significant for me. Like I said, these are significant for me to respect if they're in my way, right? Because you can still deliver from them, right? It's very important to keep in mind. We also talked about overall liquidity pools and order concentration. How are we reading that? How are we able to tell that through these areas that are simplified for us, right? By knowing that there's a lot more participants. As the number grows greater, the more activity that's in an area, right? Why are we interested in that area? Why are we attracted to that specific price point in the market, right? And then why waiting is an edge. This is why you don't want to take trades just because you can see into the back end of the market, whether you're using order flow or whatever software you want to use, right? Waiting is required. Patience is required in any strategy that you trade. That is a given. With this, I have to wait for my specific point of interest to get hit for me to even consider taking a trade. The same thing should apply for you. You should not be opening up your charts and rattling off 15 trades in the first 10 seconds of the market, right? I don't even know if you would have enough time to execute all that, but you get what I'm saying. Waiting is important. Patience. You should only be taking a trade when your area of interest, your point of interest, whatever your entry criteria is met. Okay. This is very, very important. It's a very simple video. You're very effective. Tomorrow's episode, day 7, I'm going over my full strategy. I've already went over it from a high level on my channel, right? But I'm going to be going over a lot of different examples across a lot of different markets, right? And it's honestly very, very important, very, very informative for you to actually take a look at, to watch the complete way through, right? To actually understand my full entry model. You already know the areas that I look at, so we won't really go, dive too deep into that tomorrow. But I'm just going to hit you with what I look for in the market. Well, I already went over that, but I'm going to hit you with my entry criteria, why that's my entry criteria, why it aligns with the market, and why it's effective. Okay, so if you're looking forward to that, subscribe. I'll see you back in here tomorrow. Remember, if you're trying to have personalized one-on-one help from me directly, and you're struggling as a trader, I'd love to help you out. First link in the description down below. But please keep attending these episodes. I hope they're informative. I really want them to actually guide you. I'm trying to put in as much information as I can, right? All the way until the end. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make any episodes this weekend because there's supposed to be a big snowstorm coming where I'm at. And I'm probably not going to have power. So if you don't see me for a few days, that's why. Okay. But I'll see you here tomorrow, hopefully. And I appreciate you for tuning in.